Good morning, everyone. How we doing?
Great!
Come on, I need some energy here today. When's the last time you went to a training and you get to play with Army men?
I don't know.
Today.
Huh? Today's the day. Think you, Lisa, we keep passing these out?
Well,
Alrighty.
since my kid was 5 years old.
I don't know,
There's
but
some
that
Army men here?
Barbies are bust.
Put a pink on.
We didn't have any boys.
Aren't they supposed to be flying?
Yeah, I have a brother.
They're going to be an automatic one.
Or G.I. Joe.
Oh, several of them.
Full army in there.
Okay, we're going to share a tool with you today called the Greatness Tracker. Alright? I'm going to be a little dramatic here when I'm going to tell you this tool changed my life. Okay? It's very simple. Don't let the simplicity fool you. Okay? But it's literally going to track your greatness. It comes from the core training, which we're all familiar with. These are folks paying roughly $2,300 a month. They have about 150 lenders and realtors across the nation paying $2,300 a month to follow 5 different systems. Okay? This is one of the 5 systems, and it is it's paper. It's not all automated, computerized. We do have an Excel copy spreadsheet if you want one, so we can email it to you. But it is the most powerful tool that I've seen to make a huge difference in your life. So we're going to talk about that today. You may get a chance to read the old CD, Generating 50 Leads a Month. Anybody get to listen to that audio CD the last week? What do you guys think of it?
It was good.
Good? Might be a little bit confusing because we haven't talked about it too much, but I wanted to get the juices flowing. So the one we have today is the Greatness Tracker. Okay? Written by a gentleman named Rick Ruby, who is the father of the core. Has anybody heard of Rick Ruby before? He can be a little rough around the edges. Is that fair to say?
He was on the first tape you gave us,
He
right?
was on the first one.
Yeah, he is.
Please don't let his directness or loudness take you away from the content what he's talking about, because he can be a little controversial at times. Elise, can you get the door, Lisa? Thank you. He was talking about the greatest salesperson of all time on this CD. You guys have any idea who he thinks it is?
Himself.
Very nice. You're right. You've seen him before? It's just a little controversial here. Anyway, he says, look, the best salesman of all time was Jesus, right? And he had his disciples at the table. That was his sales team. All right? And he was talking about how did he motivate his sales team? Well, they did it by breaking bread. Right? So we're going to talk about that concept a little more. Again, it can be a little bit controversial, but the concepts are right on and will make a huge difference. If I was to recommend, of all the CDs you've had, this is the most important one to listen to. Okay? It's not that long. It's him talking. There's just so much truth behind it. So enjoy that.
This is better than Pat Williams?
I think it's better than Pat Williams.
Wow.
Although it's a different style. This is tactics. Pat Williams is probably more motivational inspiration. That was a good one, wasn't it? That was a great one. We got these are going to keep coming. Keep coming, keep coming. We love the audio CDs. So, we're going to do one thing real quick. You've all got your handouts here. We're going to talk about the Army men in a little bit. This is the Greatness Tracker. But I first want to talk about the 4 parts of every sale. You guys know what they are?
Initial contact.
Hey, somebody's paying attention here.
Rapport.
Initial contact. Number 2,
Rapport.
build rapport. Number 3, close. Don't you love the anatomy of a sale?
Look inside. Follow up.
We have a very smart group today. I like that. Now, we all agree, what's our most important job as a realtor?
Communicate. Relationships.
I've asked you this before. What's our number 1 job?
Relationships.
Come on. I need to feel the love.
So.
Sale! Who said that? All right, free dinner right there, okay? We have many hats to wear. That's obviously by what we just talked about. But for sure, the most important one is sales. Okay? If you don't make the sale, you can't manage the escrow, you can't deal with problems, you can't deal with anything, right? So selling is our number 1 job. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I just heard about this a couple of years ago, and I thought it was interesting to break down the parts of the sale. There's 4 parts to every sale. So when you look at initial contact, it talks about, this is an example that this was designed for lenders, but it applies to any business. So maybe 10 calls out per day, 5 to existing accounts, 5 to new people you don't know. Make the initial contact. What do you say? It talks about there. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Ask for a brief meeting, specific date and location. Initial contact calls are easy to outsource. Okay? You can have somebody else call for you. I'm not saying that's the best method, but it can be outsourced. Number 2, rapport. What's the best way to build rapport? Have 3 to 5 questions you ask every time. Okay? What was your goal last year? Remember, this could be for anybody you meet. What are you most proud of? What's your number 1 frustration as an accountant, as a financial planner, as an estate planner? Get to know them. And the rapport process, you will have your own style. Okay? So we're going to give you some ideas, but you're going to tailor custom fit to you. Number 3, the close. Is this the easiest or the hardest? Huh?
Depends on what you did ahead of time.
Jerry, can I be your loan officer? That's a close, right?
Always ask for the business.
Okay. Can I list your house for sale? I find a lot of people have a hard time saying that. I think you have to earn it. Like Jerry's talking about, you got to do the work ahead of time. And then so is it okay if I do this and can I list your house? Or will you work with me exclusively to buy houses? I need you to sign a buyer broker agreement. Are you fine with that? Those are all forms of closing, right? So we got to have the close. Number 4, follow-up. Call every week for an update call. Put them in your database. Send thank you cards. There's many things we can do on follow-up. The drip campaign through Boat County. Phenomenal follow-up system. Takes very little effort once it's set up. Okay? Those are the 4 parts of the sale. Any questions on that? Now, I want you to break in groups 2 or 3 real quick, and I want you to discuss these parts, and I want you to tell me which one is the most important. All right? Break in groups of 2 or 3, and I want you to come up with each of these, which one is most important of these 4 steps. Ready? Go! It's okay to talk.
3 steps from initial contact, rapport, and close, or you just talk about the 3 steps.
I think if you take and you
It applies to anything. We're tolerate over here. We're all undecided.
I work with an investment.
Both Romney and Obama.
No, I think if you build a relationship with somebody, they come to you with investments. There is no close. It's like, Skip, I like you so much. You did this to my last 12 bills. I'd like to give you this next one. You don't get close.
I know you're really starting to get interested in on other things, and I love your attitude. I'm calling you because
You're more likely to have a relationship beyond the transaction. Get those
I really think it all happens at the beginning.
And you guys are just listening. We're just talking about it. She just smiles. Is that what you sell houses?
For me, it's built rapport and trust up front. Because before I ever get to the close, for me personally, before I'm here, my plants are going nowhere. Before I'm here, in here, like I got the tax liens. I can absolutely tell you, my phone call here. Should not make a phone
Alright, salespeople, I love it. You guys will talk all day. Meeting's not over. Alright, you ready? Okay, great job. I love this group. Seriously, you guys are active. Alright. Which one of these 4 steps for the sale is the most important? Let's see by show of hands. Initial contact. 3 or 4. Builder 4. Maybe a third. Close.
You close your hand.
Follow
I
up.
just have a
Follow
good
up.
idea about clothes. I just have a good idea about clothes.
Now, a lot of
If you
times
don't
you go
ask, you don't get it.
A lot of times you go to places and they say like they're all important and stuff, and there's really no one right answer. Well, here there is.
As long as it's yours.
Initial contact is the most important part, without a doubt. It's the fuel to the engine. If you don't have initial contact, you can't do any of these. Okay? I love arguments. You may want to talk about this a little bit. But
Chris, doesn't,
I think you're gonna have
your
contact with people
your
in general.
comfortability with those
hold on, one
4,
at a time, guys.
Yeah.
your comfortability with those 4 will also depend where you fall on the social matrix too. On the 4 personality, on
Come
the
on, guys, one conversation, please.
Gentlemen,
I'm sorry, your comfortability?
on the personality matrix. So depending on whether you're aggressive assertive or you're tele-assertive or whatever, is going to depend on where you fall and you're most comfortable.
Beautiful point. Okay, are you done?
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about that, because that's a beautiful point. Well, here's my question. So, you're saying you got an extrovert over here and an introvert over here, right? Which one of these 4 is most important for both of them? It's still initial contact, right? Now, the extrovert's going to do what? He's going to go talk to a bunch of people face to face, right? He's going to go door knocking. Like, I know realtors who door knock still, and it works. I know some realtors who won't get anywhere close to a door knock. Now, what does the introvert do? He'll jump on the internet, he'll develop a drip campaign, he'll do a mail system, he'll do a systematic way to approach things. Which one's better or worse? They're the same. I've seen extrovert, and you guys know as realtors, there's all kinds of personalities. Some are very successful, and many different personalities. Okay? So that's a great distinction. I'm very glad you brought that up. It's still the most important. And let's be honest, you got to play to your strengths. Alright? I went to a Mike Perry seminar. He told me to call an expired. He guaranteed me, I don't know, $100,000 a year when I was first starting out if I would just do like 20 a day. I wanted to kill myself after about 2 weeks. I'm a very disciplined person. I couldn't do it. I hated it. So I had to find a different element that fits my personality style. Excellent point. Any other comments on that?
I'd still like to find the secrets of finding those expires. People, they're hidden, you can't find them.
I'm not the expired expert. I can't help you. I know some people don't. Yeah, Jerry.
I think follow-up's the most important.
But how can you have follow-up if you never had the lead in the first place?
But you can get, I think you can get leads without, I think follow-up is just more important once you have the rest of it.
I agree. Once you have it, 1,000%. You can feed off of this. So let's say, Jerry, you've been in the business for 30 years and you got a bunch of contacts. The initial contact doesn't matter anymore. You can just feed off your database.
Yeah, I'm building a life, not a business.
Yeah. Now, the problem with that is, you may be stale. What happens if your database goes stale? I had to experience that. So that's why I always think it's good to throw new people in your database, regardless of where you're at in your career. The only way to throw new people in your database is going to be through initial contact. Now, initial contact can come through contacting your existing database and saying, do you know anybody? Right? They're all important. They're all important. Anything else on this?
I spent 3 days with 30, 35 ladies last week that I've known for a few years on one-on-one contact, and I've known them. So the initial contact was a year ago. But until I spent some time with them this weekend, they didn't know I was a real estate agent.
Do we have to have all 4? Yes. So that's an excellent point. I've gone to a darn party, and people say, yeah, I just refinanced. Like one of my best neighbors and friends, right? I'm all, why the hell did you call me? So I didn't know you did refinances. I'm all, how could you be such a moron? I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's not on my database, I didn't mail to him. I'm the moron.
Being a secret agent.
Yeah, secret agent. Excellent points. That's why this stuff is worth time talking about. Anything else? You have to be great at all 4. All right? You have to be great at all 4. But priority-wise, initial contact. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today. This was about, let's see, my kids are, this was about 9 years ago. My kids were like 3 and 4, and I hit a slump, and I hit a bad slump. And I'm 100% commission, right? Are you guys all 100% commission? So I'm like 3 months in a row really bad, and now my confidence is down, my self-worth is down. I mean, I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning, right? I mean, it is bad. So, and I'm pretty proud, I don't need to ask for help or whatever, but I go to the president of our company, Todd Screama, and I said, hey, I give. I mean, I'm on my last nickel. I mean, I'm just about done. Can you tell me what to do? This guy's amazingly successful, always has been. Always has big leads, big closing fund. So just give me what's the most important thing I can do? So he hands me a piece of paper, and he says, follow this, and he spends about 3 minutes with me. And I said, cool, okay, I'll do this, so what else do I need to do? He goes, stop. He goes, follow this. I go, I know, I got that now, but what else can I do? I really need quick results. And he goes, you're not listening to me. He goes, don't come to me if you're not going to listen to me. Just do this, nothing else, everything will be fine. Whatever, I mean, I was kind of pissed off at him because I was looking for some enlightenment, right? So he gives me this page, and I start to do it. And after 30 days, I come back to him and I say, man, you weren't kidding, that worked great. Can I stop doing this? Because things are going well now. I got it down. And he looked at me like, you idiot. Why would you stop doing what makes you successful? Okay? So the tool I'm going to share with you today is what made me successful then and what will always make me successful or you successful. And when I have bad months and I fall into slumps, guess what? I'm not doing this. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're going to talk about the greatness tracker. All right? It has literally been a life changer for me. You guys all have a copy of this, okay? If any of you are to come, or anybody I know, even in other industries, and say, if I could just do one thing to make a difference, I have to make my mortgage payment, or put my kids through college, or save money for whatever reason, this is what I would tell them, and this is what he gave me. This is the instructions in case you forget. You've also got a CD in the back that will do this, and you're going to hear Rick Ruby's version of explaining it. I'm going to explain it with me. I am on this form right now. We can go look at my greatness tracker. I have them all for the last 2 or 3 years at my desk. So I can tell you my numbers for the last 2 or 3 years. Here is an example of the greatness tracker. And you have a blank one in the back. Make photocopies of this, or if you need a computer version of it, I can email it to you. Okay? All of this stuff is available on email. If any of you have questions after looking at this, set up a one-on-one appointment like Trish did the other week. Come on back. I'll meet with you one-on-one or groups of 5 or 10 or whatever, and I will show this to you. Because I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Right, Heather? All right. So, we're going to start off with different categories here. If I want to lose weight, what do? Jump on the scale. Right? And if I look at the scale, it's going to show me my weight every day, and it's going to affect my decisions. So this is a greatness tracker which tracks your activity as a salesperson, which we just determined is your most important job function, correct? If you're selling all the time, life will be better. What cures 80% of all business problems?
Money.
More leads. More leads. Cherry pick the good ones. If you get too many, refer the other ones out to realtors for a 20% referral fee. It's a fun life, okay? So we're going to track your activity as a salesperson every single week. Okay, and this can be fun. We can make it fun. I'm going to show you how to make it a little fun today. You have Monday through Friday and the weekend. All right? My goal, I bust my butt Monday through Thursday, and I take Fridays off. I still do some selling, but I kind of like to goof off on Friday and just play with some files or leave the office early or do something like that. Go to an A's game. Right? Do we have to work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday? No, we have the option of creating it. I promise you, if you do this form every week, you can take time off and you won't feel as guilty. I always feel guilty when I take time off, right? Like I should be doing something. You're doing it as a salesperson, you did your job that week, you're going to go have fun. Okay? Monday through Friday, you're going to write in, the first one on the left is called face-to-face or belly-to-belly appointments. By the way, this isn't a secret. It's not a secret thing you've never heard of before, but it's put in a very good fashion, all laid out. How many face-to-face appointments did you have in the last week? You're going to write them down every day. Your goal is to the far right. My goal is 15. If this freaks you out or you're only part-time and you're not wanting to do a bunch of business, change your goal to 5. Change it to 2, 3. I don't care. The key is to have a goal of how many face-to-face appointments you're going to get this week. All right? Again, we're bringing this front and center of your mind. It's like stepping on the scale. Damn, I committed to do 5 face-to-faces this weekend. It's Wednesday. I better get on it. Okay? Now, face-to-face appointment. What constitutes a face-to-face appointment? A belly-to-belly appointment. All right? It's meeting somebody, talking to them. All right? It's not, hi, this is Chris, will you refer me your loan? That's not what I'm saying, all right? It's talking to them, building some rapport. What is their favorite subject?
Themselves.
All right, we're all clear on that, right? This isn't rocket science, all right? It's not complicated, as Rick Ruby would say. I want to talk to Mark. I'm going to ask Mark if I want Mark to feel good. I'm going to ask him about his dog, because I heard he got a dog, right? I don't really like dogs. He's into dogs. They love it, his whole family. That's cool. I'm into Mark's dog now. I want to know what's going on with him. He'll start telling me stories. I do it to him all the time. Now, you have to be sincere. If you're not sincere, don't do it. It'll come right through. Okay? Face-to-face appointments, belly-to-belly. Yes?
Now, are these brand new people or people you've known or both? Or?
Anybody. Okay. Thank you for asking that. Let's make it fun. Okay? If you're a school teacher, go hang out with one of the school people. It's belly-to-belly. You got to bring up real estate a little bit somehow, some way. Okay? And you'll get better at it. So if I want Kirsten to talk about my work, what do I say to Kirsten? Kirsten, how's your work? How's it going? What are you doing, right? When she gets done talking about her favorite subject, she's going to say, oh, how's your work going, Chris? I love that, right?
Doesn't always happen that way.
No, probably 80% of the time, 70% of the time. There's other ways you can get more creative. Yeah, Jerry?
So you're saying you don't have to make an appointment to go see these people, you just got to make sure you run into them over the course of the day.
Beautiful. We call this the greatness tracker. Jerry's right. So, it's Sunday, I'm in the grocery store, I busted my butt all week, I really don't want to talk to anybody, and I see some people who know me, I got none shaven, a dirty shirt on, right? So I hide down another aisle, correct? You guys ever do that, or am I the only one who does that? I want some me time, I deserve it, darn it. Okay? So, if my greatness tracker is empty or low, guess what I do? And I go over there and I say, hey, how you doing? Gosh, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Man, are you still working? What are the kids doing? I heard you passed your broker's license. Is that right? Yeah? What's she going to do if I ring? Oh, yeah, I do. Woo. Dude, it's so good to see you. How's your work going, right? Oh, I'll let you get back to your shopping. It was great talking to you. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon. Okay? That's a great belly-to-belly. If it's all, hey, good to see you. Hi. Yeah, looking good. Bye. That's not a great face-to-face. It can happen anywhere. Here's what this form does. It tricks you into being a great salesperson. It tricks you. Because I have time, I don't feel like being nice and bubbly. I really don't, but I gotta fake it. Okay? I gotta fake it. Now when I take time off, I'll take time off. That's why I'm saying if Monday through Thursday I busted my butt, and I see Sally over at the grocery store and I want to talk to her, I'll run and go hide. Alright? I'm sorry, I need my downtime. When I get my downtime, I'm better on my uptime. Okay, question.
Well, I was just going to make a comment that I had a friend that's running for like school board in our neighborhood, and I thought, oh, that would be a. So I called her this morning on the way over here, and I'm like, oh, if you want to put a sign in my yard, you can. And it's like, well, when you promote other people, it kind of helps make you look good too. So I was like, I could promote you on Facebook, and then. You know, it just kind of works in good ways for yourself when you're advertising somebody else. It's just like an excuse to talk to people. Yep. So whatever you have an excuse.
Whatever your angle is, it's an excuse. So, how much is one client worth to you guys? You ever think about that? $100,000. How much?
$100,000.
Wow, you still have $6,000.
Thank you.
Why do you say $100,000?
You gotta think about it over the life of their business, 20, 30 years, whatever it is, plus the referrals that they're going to give you.
So I go on this form, this was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and I have to do these stupid calls. I mean, I'm sorry, this thing pisses me off, okay? It's not fun, it's not exciting, it's not sexy, it's boring, it's the same thing every day. But I have to do it, right? Because my coach will find me if I don't. I'm in the coaching program. So I call a past client, and I said, we just closed his loan, it didn't go that well, but I thought I better call this guy, and I said, hey, Dan, you want to go to lunch sometime? He goes, why? I'm all, you seem like a nice guy. I just want to have lunch with you. You pick the place. He says, okay. So I meet Dan. He chooses Piatti's, which I didn't appreciate. I told him I was buying. We go to Piatti's over here. We hit it off. He was an older gentleman. I was like another kid to him. All right? We totally hit it off. I mean, we become friends. I am not lying. I think I missed a couple. Over about 10 years, I made $74,000 off of that lunch. The only reason I did that lunch is because I had to get out and meet people. Why will people work with you? They like you. I'm sorry. The more people you see, the more people you'll find that like you. I don't care whether you're tall, short, whatever it is, man, woman. You got to get out there, okay? This gentleman just passed a year ago. I mean, I was a wreck, okay? He passed. Now that he's passed, his wife came back to refinance. She says, he's the only one, I'm coming to you because he trusted you, right? And I did his daughter, we did her refinance as well. So my point is, these calls, it may be the person in the grocery store, it may be whoever, that could be a $100,000 lead. See what I'm saying? It's important to think of people like that. Any questions on that?
I have a friend who actually listed her house, and she said she didn't call me because she doesn't want to do business with friends.
Yep. So you'd rather trust your finances with somebody else other than a friend. I can't fix this one other than I come back with that comment. I have a friend from college. We're not really friends anymore. I'm sorry. I took it personal. We talk now, but it's still not the same. He called me like 3 times. I bailed him out, and then he went with Wells Fargo, and then I bailed him out, and then he told him how to do it with Wells Fargo. And I finally said, I can't hang anymore. I can't fix that one other than try that comment, and if they don't do it, try not to take it personal. But really, why would you trust somebody else? I'm your friend. You know I'm going to take care of you. Right? Family members do that sometimes.
My husband still doesn't talk to his dad. 3 years later, his dad sold his house and bought another one. Did not use him. He's like, I would have done it for free. Still, to this day, he doesn't talk to him.
That's one of those things you got to use your favorite 4-letter word.
3 years.
Next. Let it roll off. I'm good at it about 80% of the time, but every once in a while, yeah, it sticks in my craw.
2 extra letters.
Okay, any other comments on face-to-face appointments? They can be anywhere, okay, at any time. If you want to take a past client to lunch, all right, you can take, why don't you bring a friend of yours too? Now it counts as 2. You're leveraging your time, right?
So what you're telling us is don't let it box us in. You know, we're sitting here, and I'm actually liking kind of what you're doing. We're sitting here, we're looking at the box of names. And we can sometimes be very, very literal. And we think, okay, we have to be in that box. What you've just done is you've pulled us out of the box. I don't know how many times I've stood in a grocery line and it's long and I start talking to the person next to me. Just because I'm bored. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, you're right, out of the box. Who would you not be belly to belly with? Anybody who's not going to buy a house. I mean, and even if they don't, they can refer somebody, right? Like I get referrals from family. Don't overlook them, okay? Don't overlook them. Family counts, but you're going to run into people who may not want to work with you. That's okay. Next. All right, face-to-face appointments. We got that, right?
Right.
Okay. So the goal's 15, or put your goal in there. Get as creative as you can. All right? Get as creative as you can. Could be a school function, could be anything. Just below that is break breads. Okay? This is the same thing as a face-to-face appointment, except you're either eating or drinking. Coffees count as a break bread. Beers, waters, lunch, breakfast. There's something a little different when you break bread with somebody. I've had many meetings with John David, and I remember one, he said, hey, let's go next door and get some breakfast. I'm all cool. It was a little different meeting. We're all eating food, talking, a little more casual. Why do people work with us? Because they like us. Share some bread with them. It's gonna build the relationship a little bit. We are in the relationship business, correct? The stronger the relationship, the better the escrow goes when the escrow falls apart, right? Is the escrow going to have some hiccups? Yep. Like big hiccups, right? Like the house just appraised $200,000 low, what do you want to do type of stuff, right? Okay. So, break breads are key. The goal for me is 5. 5 break breads a week. Okay? Next section. Great phone calls. Okay? Great phone calls. On the left are just some initials to remind you of certain people. PC stands for previous clients. CC stands for current clients. BP stands for business professionals, accountants, CPAs, and the R is for realtors. What's a current client referral?
One you're working with right now.
Yep. How many of you ask your current clients for a referral? Most people don't. When do they love you the most, typically?
Right. In the middle of it.
It's in the middle of it. Oh, thank you for coming out here for the home inspection. That's so nice of you. Great. Do you know anybody else that can help? Because once you leave, there's a big void in my business. I don't do any marketing. It's all through personal referrals, such as great people like yourself. Okay? Whatever your script is. Here's the deal. I love this. I'll have 0 current client referrals. And my boss comes in and says, hey, if I don't start seeing some more current client referrals on here, I'm going to fine you $20 a week. So what happens the next week? I get a couple of current client referrals. Why? Because I asked.
Because you don't have $20.
I asked. Otherwise I forget about it. This form will keep you remembering. Remember my 3 goals? Is to work less hours, make more money, and have happier clients. Why not market to your current client base? Lead comes in the other day and they're, oh, Joe said to come to you. You're the best, Chris. What do I need to do? I love that. I got another client that said, hey, I go to intuit.com, greentree.com. What's your rate on a 15-year? Because I heard it's 1.4%. Oh, I just want to go home when that happens. Okay? That's no fun. I'm sorry, you have a question?
I was just going to say I learned something from a lady who's a short sale specialist, and she says what she does is she makes her sellers sign a contract that I'm not going to charge anything, you don't have to pay nothing, but you're part of my referral program. And while we're in escrow, I have like the right to ask you for referrals every time I talk to you. I'm like, that's a really cool idea. You know,
if you earn it, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, but you have to set the precedence in the beginning.
You got to set the yeah. I always want, if I do a great job and you think I'm the best lender since sliced bread, will you send me 2 people? If I don't, though, please don't send me anybody. Why not? Whatever your style is. Lori?
On the left side there, you've got all the little initials. What is DB and DK? At the bottom.
Oh, you're looking at the example one. Right?
Yeah.
DB is deep database. DK, you ready? This is the big
Don't
one.
know.
Don't know.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, don't know.
We need some new blood, right? We need people we don't know. When I went to Todd and asked for that help, and I was literally on my knees, and I said, I'll drink the Kool-Aid, tell me what I have to do. He made me call 10 people a day I don't know.
That's rough.
That's rough. And 2 weeks on my calendar, that's when I went back to him and said, can I please stop? No, I got too many appointments. And that's when, yeah, we'll go there. But he spit on me. Okay. So these are great phone calls. Now, can we have a little bit of fun? Okay? Who loves sitting down? So here, the goal of this thing is, mine is 60. So I want to make 12 calls a day if you're working a 5-day week, or 15 if you're working a 4-day week. My goal is 60 great phone calls. Okay? Say 10 a day. All right? Is that fun?
No.
Thank you. I want you guys to be honest. Oh, goody. I get to go call 10 people right now. Okay? No. How can we make it fun? All right?
Well, how about finding people that are home that you call?
There's all kinds of things. Does everybody have their army men? John, did you get some army men? Are you sure? This is the biggest gift I can give you guys. Everybody have army men. Look at that. Okay. I paid a lot of money so everybody here can have some army men. I hope you know that.
Chris, I have a question. Have you been calling people lately from just a list you don't know? How many people answer?
Okay, so let's talk about this. There's the don't answer, that's tough. Okay, so do voicemails count?
No.
If it's a great one, yes. We've changed this. A lot of times you're not going to get a hold of people. Okay? So if you say, hey John, it's Chris over at Summit Funding. I'm a great lender. Give me a call back. I'd love to work with you and take care of your clients. Is that a great phone call? No. It's horrible. I said, hey John David, it's Chris Stahl. I saw you at the golf course the other day. How's it going? Hey, give me a call. I just came across this marketing program. I'm not kidding you. If you will give me 30 minutes, I'll guarantee I can get you 2 more closings next year, John. I'd like 15 minutes. I'm happy to come by your office next Thursday about 10:30 or Friday at 9. We'll get one of those work. Please give me a call back.
So the key is offering value or giving them a reason to call you back.
First thing you do is give honor. What does honor look like? John, I saw you. I heard you're a great golfer. When we call your realtors, can I let you know a little secret? Here's what I say. Hey, Tammy, boy, I hear your name around a lot. You've got a great reputation as a realtor, and I was wondering if I could have 5 minutes with you. Okay? Can you guys do that? Can you call your past clients?
Hear that one? Yes.
Now, I want to address cold calls, because they're not the most fun. I avoid them. So here's how I avoid them. Okay? I'll say, hey, Tammy, it's Chris, just checking in with you. You're one of my favorite realtors. I'll give her some honor, right? I'll say, hey, do you have any good accountant that you know? Do you have any accountant? Do you use an accountant by chance? Is he good?
She's expensive.
She's expensive? Yeah, but is she great? Is she really good?
She did a good job, though.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank her?
A 9.
Okay. Okay, 9, cool. I'd do some follow-up. I'd say, thanks, Tammy. I said, look, I'm looking for a great accountant. Do you mind if I call her? Oh, no, sure. Tell her you called me. Okay, great. I'm going to call the accountant. Hey, Mr. Accountant. My name's Chris Stahl with Summit Funding. I was just talking to one of your past clients, Tammy. Dude, she rated you a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. She says you are the best when it comes to accounting. And I'm just very impressed because I don't hear that too much. I was wondering if I could stop by for 10 minutes. I got a little business program. Might help us to both make a little bit more money. Would it be possible I could stop by your office for 10 minutes next Thursday at 9? That's not a cold call. Okay? I went to somebody I know and asked for a referral. Does that count as a call on my lead chart or my greatness? Yep. Does the new call I make over here count on my chart? Yep. My greatness. If I set an appointment with them, is it now a face-to-face appointment? Yep. If I say, can we meet at Starbucks, does it count as a break bread?
Yes.
This is stuff we should be doing, right? And I'm going to speak to myself. I don't do it naturally. But if I'm following this form, I do. So if you work smart, you can bang these out pretty quick. Does that make sense? That's why I don't like just a flat cold call.
We have time to run people around looking at houses.
Yeah, we're talking as a mortgage lender, and I'm a
Realtor.
selling houses, trying to, and
I get that question every time.
So start small.
So, here we go. Who can realtors call? Alright? I'm going to give you 2 minutes, break up in groups of 2 or 3. I already have the answers, but I want you guys to think of it, okay? Groups of 2 or 3, real quick, come up with a list of people you can call. Because you're not a lender, right? We call realtors. Who are categories of people that you can call?
No, that's not what he meant. I don't think you followed it.
Okay,
He's talking about the amount of time in his day that he doesn't have the time to break bread and do that. He wants to do his business, right?
Okay, I'll come back to that. Thank you, though. I want to do this other one too. We'll come back to that. Alright? So break down groups of 2 or 3. Who are people you can call as realtors? What are lists? Because I get that a lot, well, I don't know who to call. Alright?
architects, contractors,
Why is this the biggest database? Everybody that your wife comes to is in your database. Come on, man. I can call her and she would need 3 leads on something. I can tell her I need a date and she would give me a list of 30 people. Hey, Karen, I need to fix my car. She would have a list of 30 people. That's your great asset, buddy.
Hey, Chris, is there any more CDs? Any more CDs?
They're out the other. There's more in the back, too. Alright, let's bring it in. Alright, line it up. Seriously, I love this group. I love the energy.
Don't think of new people.
Alright, we ready? Are we ready? Okay.
That's gonna work.
You guys usually come up with a couple more I didn't know about. So you have to make your 10 calls today, right? Who do you call?
Insurance agent.
You know, for insurance agent, can I say business professional?
Okay.
That would be the VP. Okay, so we'll say insurance. Who else?
Husband's coworkers, or spouse's coworkers.
How about family coworkers?
That works.
What else?
Church.
Church.
So church, charity, organization type deals.
Yep. What else?
Your social database.
Database.
How many of us are not on Facebook, Gary?
divorce attorneys.
That's a good one. They work though.
assisted living.
Source of the state.
Club members.
Somebody told me, while I was going on vacation.
Your phone
Because they
directory.
may not need it, but their family would.
Neighbors.
Other agents.
School committee people, I don't even have kids, but they still get a lot of business.
Your kids' sports teams.
That's a good one, sports teams.
Little league, soccer.
Your phone database.
We got a database here.
Anybody not listed?
Then they'll leave your bankruptcy.
Who else? Any other ideas?
Clients, current clients.
Pretty obvious.
You don't expect anything, so
Past
get anything else that
Past
more than
clients.
expected.
What's that?
Past clients.
House clients. We got them right here. PCs. Come on, juice is flowing.
Big neighbors.
I'm sorry?
Reload directors.
Thank you.
Who?
The location director.
Oh, that's a good one.
And this is kind of related. I'm going to say HR folks at every company has one. Who else?
Doctors, medical.
Asset manager.
They're kind of in the same category. I was saying mechanics, hairdressers, your personal trainer, your gym. I mean, there's a lot of them. You guys could do that. That category could go on forever.
Okay. Any others?
Networking groups.
All right. What else? Rotary, Chamber of Commerce. Anybody else? Can we go on and on? I promise I'm going to answer your question, but this comes up every time. Well, you're a lender. You get to call them realtors. No, it's the same for you guys. Okay? So if you look at
You
these
mean we shouldn't call realtors for business?
no, you can't. Somebody said realtors.
Wait, how
I
about
put this
realtors
down
out of
here.
the area though?
Realtors out of the area, and I'll tell you this, a lot of them go out of business. And I know realtors who make money by getting leads off a realtor who exited the business's database. That's why realtors could. I knew a realtor once, this was a while ago, that was her farm, was other realtors. So, you guys hopefully have this list. There's more to call. There's the business journals, top 100 they put out once a month, right? Like they put the top 100 engineering firms, they put the vice president, his phone number. You can come up with a script to call that guy. What's that?
Yellow pages?
Everybody.
Google?
So we've got the list, right?
Yes.
So now we need to make the calls. Before we do that, I'm sorry, your question was, and thanks for clarifying, where do you get the time to do it?
Well, as I listen here, you're talking as a mortgage lender, and I'm listening as a salesman, and not all of it seems to apply to me.
What doesn't apply? I mean,
I can't pick it out, but just as you've been talking, going out for lunch and having 60 phone calls a day, and then taking people around and meeting with clients and calling the
That's
clients,
all real
I found
estate.
something.
That's all sales, that's all real estate, every single one of them.
now,
Yes.
I get the flavor.
I get it, but
yeah.
but to make 60 phone calls during what I'm doing, it was real estate.
So let's talk about that one. That's a good one. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the number one issue I get why people don't do this, I don't have time.
You did say 60 phone calls a week.
A week, that's what we're going to talk about. 10 phone calls a day will make you a lot of money. How long does it take for 10 phone calls a day?
30 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour tops.
I'll say an hour max. It could be 20 minutes
Unless you're
sometimes.
talking like me, everybody have more conversation.
10 hours.
So, I'm going to be liberal. I'll say an hour and a half. And I know you can make 10 phone calls. I mean, like, that's if you think about each one for 5 minutes. Okay? So we need 90 minutes a day. Okay? Now, let's talk about this. Why don't we want to make these phone calls? And I'm looking for some honesty here. No judgment in the room.
Fear of
Fear
rejection.
of,
Are we clear? Fear of rejection. He's not going to like me. She's not going to like me.
Or paralyzed.
Okay.
Sometimes it can feel so overwhelming, it paralyzes you.
So, can we make it fun?
Yes.
Here's my system. This may address you a little bit. Time block in your calendar 1 hour every day, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday. Time block it. Like you're meeting with $1 million cash buyer. Treat it that way. And you'll make a lot of money. So you don't move it unless it's a big, big, big deal.
It's
Okay?
a shift in attitude that you have
Shift
to
in
have.
attitude. So you're going to call for 1 hour a day. Now, can we make it fun?
Yes.
Okay? I gotta be careful. This is something I say to myself. Chris, you're not that important. Okay? That really grounds me. Okay? So if you don't like me, it's okay. Alright? Don't take it so serious. All right? I'm talking to myself. Okay? I had a guy tell me that. He goes, "You're not that important, Chris." I carried that with me for about 2 months. Then I kind of let it go. It still bugs me a little bit, but he was right. Okay?
Well, okay, maybe
So,
not in your world, but I am in mine.
okay, that's good. We're all different. I'm just telling you. 10 phone calls a day. Okay? Now, what's the worst? Who wants to role play with me? Who's a brave soul? Give me a brave soul. All right, Steve, right? Will you role play with me? Okay. I'm going to call you. No, you're calling me and you want to list my house. Okay? And you know me. You have kids?
I got 3.
Okay, so I'm a soccer dad, you know, from soccer or something like that, and you found out I'm going to list my house, you heard me talking, and you're calling me and you want to list my house.
Okay, we want me to call you.
Huh? What's that?
We want me to call you.
Call me Chris.
Okay.
Okay. So the phone's ringing. Hi, this is Chris.
Do I know you from anywhere?
It's soccer. Our kids play soccer together, and you heard I'm going to sell my house.
Okay.
And you want to list it.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, who's this?
This is Steve Hilliard. Our kids play soccer together.
Hey Steve, what's going on?
Not too much. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What's up?
Not too much. I wanted to call you on a little bit of a business matter. You got a minute?
Yeah, quick one.
Okay, I hear you're selling your house. I'd love to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, I don't think so, Steve.
Okay. Actually, I think I've got some real important things to share with you. I think I can help you actually save a lot of money. I think it'll be important we meet.
No, not gonna happen.
Okay. I think I can meet you Tuesday at 6.
No. I don't want to meet with you, Steve.
Well, I think it's important for both of us. Actually, I need to talk to you about a couple of
No,
items.
not gonna happen. But hey, I gotta go to dinner. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Alright, let me overcome that.
Hey, brutal. Thank you very much.
That was brutal.
What was that?
That was brutal.
What was that? That was the worst case scenario ever. It'll never happen to you.
Yeah, he's
Will.
trying.
I know that. I was waiting for the big no.
He did very well, by the way, but that's it, right? I mean, that's it. That's it. That's the worst.
But he opened the door to come back and call you again.
No, that was the deal. I hope if you get somebody's ever that way, don't call him back again.
No, and that's the way you keep going. You keep saying, okay, I'll call you back, I'll call you back, I'll call you back.
If you want to, that's fine.
And you gotta
Hey,
pass
Chris,
over
you must
your
be
head.
having a really bad
I
day.
don't
I can
like
appreciate
you,
that. I'll
but
call you back
I
another day.
Close it
I
back.
wanna sell that house.
Here's my point.
That's right.
Hold on, though. Here's the point, guys. That's as bad as it gets. Okay? What's as good as it gets?
Okay.
Come on. An hour later, you're still on the phone, yucking it up.
Can I tell you what as good as it gets looks like? Come on over. You make $20,000 a month, you're working 40 hours a week, and your clients love you. That's as good as it gets. Okay? That's as bad as it gets, that's as good as it gets. Is it worth the risk of going through a couple of those to get to that? Okay? That's all I'm saying.
But it is
Now,
still the first step. You've got to make that.
what happens? I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up here. If you make those 10 calls, and that goes through a day, you'll never have those, but you're going to probably get about 2 out of 3 10 will like you or set an appointment or be positive, right? If you have a bad day, you get somebody rude on the phone. If a doctor has a bad day, what happens?
Yeah.
Someone dies. Or like they took out a lung accidentally when it was supposed to be a gallbladder or something. That's big stuff. So can we not take ourselves so serious? That's what I'm saying. It's worth it. And good realtors and lenders make more than doctors. I look at their tax returns. Okay?
I agree.
So we have the opportunity to do that. Now, we're going to make 10 calls a day, right? So here's my system I'm going to share with you. You all have your Army men, right?
Yes.
If you've been in my office, you see I have little Army men on my desk, okay? I set up 10 of them, okay? I put them right in front of me. I got a mirror in front of my desk, because if I smile, I sound better on the phone, because I get all frowny sometimes.
That's a perfect, yes.
I do
The
that.
mirror, put it in front of you so you remember to smile.
Okay? I got to get psyched up, so who do I call first?
Yourself.
Your friend.
I call my dad. Hey Dad, he's checking in with me. He's usually nice to me. So I talk to my dad, we get going, and then I'll pick up the phone. And so then I'll say, hey John David, Chris Stahl over here at Summit. How you doing, buddy? Hey, thank you so much. I was wondering if we could get together for lunch. I'll talk to them. John says, no, call me next week or whatever. I'm okay. All right, there's one down. I got 9 to go. Okay? So then I call up Steve. Hey Steve, I was wondering if we can get together. I'm trying a new script. Can we do this? Can we do this? Steve's all, no, not really. Okay, so I kick another one off, right? So then I call, I get Kirsten, she's the other one here, and I say, hey Kirsten, I was wondering, she goes, dude, your company sucks, and you suck, don't call me again. And I go, I've been hit! I've been hit! Oh, Sister Mary, I'm hit! Oh! We do this in the office, us loan officers. Okay? It makes it fun, alright? I got one more hit. Okay? It's like you got shot, and it hurts. But if you make fun and do all that, it feels better right away. Right? Then I call again. And I say, hey Heather, I was wondering if we could talk. And she goes, you know what, I'm glad you called. I actually got a client just called me. Do you guys do flips? Yeah, we do. Wait, can you call him real quick? Yeah. You'll get about 1 or so a day, 2 a day on average. Some days you might not get any, some days you might get 4 or 5. I use that system because I'm here to tell you what I'm teaching you, I do. And I don't really look forward to an hour of phone calls a day. Okay? Some days it's more fun than others, and I try to make it as fun as I can. But those are the great phone calls. Lori.
Do you have a specific time of day that you find works better?
Thank you. Why do we want to do them in the morning?
Because you're fresh.
One, get them over with. After you do it, you're walking around the office like, I'm the king! You know what I mean? Your confidence is up. 2, you wait till the afternoon and a fire comes up. You know, I'm sorry, a fire gets pushed off, your kid calls and gets sick, the car broke down, Locust didn't have enough cab fare, I don't know what it is, but something's going to come up. Alright? So I do them in the morning, and I know they might not be there then, and you're supposed to call them in the evening or different times or whatever. I want to work technically 8 to 5 as much as I can. Okay? So I make the calls in the morning. Questions anymore on the phone calls? It's unlimited. You can call. Have fun with it. Write their name down when you call them, okay? Next one, seminars attended. Are you in a networking group, a leads group, a sales group? Join something or put one on, okay? Next one is hours prospected. We agreed we're salespeople, right? Let's clock in for hours. And actually, I meant to change the word. I put hours to meet new folks. I don't like the word prospecting. It's just got a negative connotation to me. I just want to meet some new people. Did you spend 1 hour a day, 2 hours, 4 hours? Where are you at? Thank you cards. Folks, this is a biggie. This is a biggie. I coach a lot of people. I talk to a lot of realtors, a lot of lenders. They rarely send thank you cards. I love them when they make a big deal because nobody hardly does them anymore. Send thank you cards. Anybody gotten a lotto scratcher ticket for me lately?
I'm sure.
No, but you need my address?
We'll send those out.
Yeah.
We have a little system when a lead comes in, we only do it once a week, we send out a scratcher ticket that says, thank you so much for your business, hope you win $1 million. Alright? We send those out on Thursday or Friday to thank everybody for the lead. You guys can do the same thing. Hey, Mr. Attorney, CPA, I guarantee you, these CPAs and professionals, they don't have realtors calling on them. And they need somebody they can count on. Alright? And just if you call on them, you're going to look impressive, because nobody else is. So, thank you cards. Any questions on that? You're going to put that over to the right. How many leads you got each day? How many leads? If it's 0, that's going to change your top of mind awareness a little bit, right? You're going to need to prospect. How many deals went into contract? Again, you're going to get what you focus on, just like stepping on the scale to lose weight. So, we feel this out. A little rough at first, but after a while it gets pretty easy. When I'm working with realtors, and Mark was fun enough to do this for a little while with me, I'd say, hey Mark, how was your week? And he'd say, oh, it was great. I go, don't talk. Just hand me your greatness tracker. So I'd look at Mark's greatness tracker and I'd say, well, you have 10 face-to-face appointments, 2 break breaks, 40 phone calls, and you send out 8 thank you cards. Okay? That's a pretty good week, Mark. Nice job. Right? That's how his week was when I'm talking as a salesperson. Mark hands me his greatness tracker and he had 1 face-to-face, no break breaks, 4 phone calls, 1 thank you card, and no leads. And I say to Mark, what are you doing? You got a second job? And Mark could be busier than heck. I mean, I'm the king of working really hard and not doing sales stuff, right? I mean, we can all find stuff to do, right? So it's a key element to look at your weight every week, how you're doing. And I promise you, when you fill up your greatness tracker, you will make money. You'll make a lot of money. Now, if you do it for 1 week and don't see results, no. It's going to be about 90 days. Okay? Do it for 90 days would be my challenge to you guys. We're about 90 days out from the first of the year. So if you start hitting it hard now, you're looking at a great start, a great quarter to your 2013. All right? Questions on any part of this form?
I have one. You had said, you started with, when you leave a voicemail, there's some elements to a really good call. And the first one was to give honor. What are some other characteristics?
Yep. Give honor. Okay. Ask for something specific. Okay. And then follow up. I mean, it's very, very simple. Okay. So you give honor. I'd like to meet with you to discuss this. And you need to put some shiny bait on them. If you go fishing, you need to put something on the hook, right? Or you're not going to catch a whole lot of fish. So put some bait on there. Hey, I'd like to meet with you and discuss how we might be able to help each other make more money. I mean, you come up with your own, or brainstorm with some other folks. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, and then follow up. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, follow up. So, can you meet next Thursday at 9? And she says yes. So then you call them the day before to confirm the appointment. You meet with them. Make sure they're in their database. Send a thank you follow-up card after you meet with them. It was great meeting you today. Right? Maybe pop them an email as well. By the way, you mentioned in our meeting that you're a strong fisherman. I saw this article in the Sacramento Bee. I thought it was cool. They just opened up salmon fishing. Whatever, anything you can relate to build that rapport. It's the basics. Yeah.
How often are you calling the same person back or breaking bread with them, or?
You can really do it indefinitely. But that's a great question. So if you show a buyer a house, is that a face-to-face? Yeah. Do a good job with them. Throw some waters in there and some cookies when you show them around. Now you got to break bread. Right? It's tricking you to be a great salesperson. Now, if you show the buyer property 3 days in a row, that's not 3 face-to-faces. It's on the honor system.
To write a contract at McDonald's with bread.
That's a break bread. The point is when you show up big. Okay? So when you meet a seller as a listing agent, that's a face-to-face. When you're at an open house and 20 people come through, how many get to count?
20.
No. How many did you meet with and get to have a little bit of rapport with? That's how many you count. If you took 2 or 3 minutes with each of them and got to talk to them, then 20. So there's a good example. If your goal is 10 face-to-faces a month, do 1 or 2 great open houses and you'll fill up that category. Other questions? Guys, this is huge. If any of you have questions, please give me a call. I'll be happy to go over with you more. I suggest you get an accountability partner or somebody to do this with, and maybe share it with each other every Friday at 10 o'clock. Have somebody that you can fax it to somebody, meet with them, go over it. It's an amazing tool, and again, a 90-day challenge. I'll guarantee you're looking at your best 2013, your best year ever if you guys hit this thing hard. And please listen to that audio CD with Rick Ruby. All right?